All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we got a new camera and we got some new microphones. So if you have been frustrated with our shakiness, you gotta see what we got now. We got a little camera and it's the tiniest little thing and it's a gimbal. So right now I'm shaking it as much as I can and nothing is happening. And we're not in India and I'm not with Keenan. I am headed to El Salvador. I'm going to El Salvador and Keenan's gonna meet me later on, but I'm going there by myself. Right now I'm in the Houston airport. From Houston, it is like a 3-hour flight, so it's not far at all. We were actually planning on going back to India, but then I didn't realize, but we only had 20 days left on our visa, and so yeah, it just didn't make sense to go all the way back. But we are so excited to go to El Salvador, and there's a couple of reasons. First, let me just show you, I'm at the airport. Da-da-da. This camera is so cool. So there's a couple reasons why we've decided El Salvador. Number one is that recently, within the past 4 or 5 years, they have gotten a new prime minister, Prime Minister Bukele. And apparently this man is a badass. Apparently he has shut down all crime. There's a bit of some controversy behind him. So all crime, and he's had a huge gang crackdown in El Salvador. It was once one of the most dangerous countries in the world. And so I'm going to see, as a solo woman, is it that dangerous? So I'm gonna be there by myself for a month, so we will be able to see. I'm so excited. There's supposed to be festivals. It's meant to be a beautiful country with volcanoes and beaches and food, really good meat and food, pupusas. I'm very excited for those. Apparently El Salvador uses Bitcoin as legal tender, so I'm so excited to see how that works out also. I'm gonna board now on the flight from Houston to El Salvador, and wish me luck. I literally have no idea what I'm in for, but here we go. Made it. It was actually a bit anxiety-ridden because when we got off the plane, I realized somebody else had my carry-on, and my carry-on has like everything. It has my camera, it has my computer, and I was like frantically coming out, trying to use as much Spanish as humanly possible, being like, where is my carry-on? And I'm like, somebody help me, somebody. And finally, I saw the person who had my carry-on, so I sprinted up to them and I said, listen, I have your bag. And then I just grabbed it and went to the bathroom because I had to go to the bathroom so bad. Anyways, so that happened. Now I've made it. Going through immigration was super easy. It took like 10 minutes. If you're American or Canadian, or there's a couple other nationalities, you have to pay $12 for the visa on arrival. But to Keenan's pleasure, when he gets here as a British citizen, he will not have to pay for the visa cost, which is really interesting. Anyways, now it's time to find a SIM card because I don't want to go anywhere by myself without some sort of SIM card. I'm not like a huge fan of getting airport SIM cards because they're always expensive, so I'll just get like for a couple of days, and then yeah, apparently it's outside, so let's go outside, right? Okay, so we're going outside. Okay, cool. A SIM card? ¿Hay una compañía de teléfono aquí?
Solo chip.
Yeah, chip. Gracias, señor. Solo chip. So we're doing a chip. Which I guess is over here. Oh, this looks pretty good. Maybe I'll have a little snackage before. To where we're going. So this is where I'm getting my phone, and it's gonna be Claro. I just got a SIM card for 8 days, which was like $15. And then they told me that they use the US dollar as the common currency. So that'll be helpful for all of you who are coming from the States, or I mean, it'll be helpful for everyone. So anyway, so they use that, and it was 8 days, but usually SIM cards are more expensive at airports. So I just got a normal SIM for 8 days, and then I will, when I'm out in the town, I'll get hopefully an eSIM for a couple months, and that should be a lot cheaper. Now, before I go out into the wild and explore, I'm getting the national food in El Salvador, which is a pupusa. which under my understanding is like kind of like a fried dough made out of like rice or corn, and then it has like chicharrón, which is pork fat, or cheese, or frijol, which is beans in it. So we're gonna have some of that, and then right now I'm drinking some tamarind juice, and it's sweet and delish. So, and thank God I am, because so on that flight I also met a police officer, and he was like so friendly, and he's like, here's my number, like anything you need. Obviously this was in Spanish, so I kind of missed a lot. He's like, anything you need, I will help you. So I was like, oh, thank God, this is all falling into place. But the thing is, I was drinking coffee the whole time, so like my breath probably stank. Bless that man's heart for dealing with me. Anyways, so I got some juice, I'm gonna have some pupusas, and then we're gonna go. Pupusas here, and essentially what I think they are is like, there's the corn meal here, and they said the corn meal is better than the rice meal here. And then inside is like cheese and beans on one of them. I got a lot of cheese. Oh, really good. I think, and there's also like a salsa to put it on. And the salsa is, it's just like tomato. It's not spicy at all. It seems like just tomato, kind of squished up tomatoes. Oh, really good. There's not as much spice as Indian food, I'll say that. So, I was gonna get an Uber, and an Uber to El Salvador will be about $33. And then a taxi came up to me and said that they will take me for $35 and that they're safer, but I don't know. Actually, it was this guy. Hello. Hello. Hola. Hola. So it's his company.
Hi, how are you?
Gracias. Gracias. So we'll go there through his company. Muchas gracias.
Nice.
Thank you. Nos vemos. Okay, I'm in good hands. The taxi driver is telling me that there's a lot of investment going on here in terms of businesses, because it's much more safe, in terms of houses by the beach bought by people from outside. This is the football stadium. ¿Hay un partido hoy? No. Okay. One thing I'm noticing is a lot of these buildings have barbed wire over them. So they're like really cute buildings, but then they have the barbed wire. So that tells me that at one point barbed wire was needed. Okay, we made it. The place is actually super cute. The only thing is my room is a bit dark and has no windows. But I like paid like the average price, so I'm gonna ask if they can get me another room. Okay. Very cute, isn't it? I'm filming, they'll see that I'm trying to help them. I'm gonna channel my inner Keenan with asking if it's possible to switch rooms, but it is cute. Okay. They have a little cafecito. Okay. All right, good afternoon, ladies and gents. So once I got to the hotel, I went to the supermarket. I got some water, as you can see. I got some snacks, and now I'm gonna curl up in a little ball and die, because I feel like, okay, this is something I think a lot of travelers aren't honest about, like, especially if you're a woman, because you're always gonna be a little bit more on edge, and you're traveling alone. When you're first in a country all by yourself, like, it's really intimidating. It is, I'm not gonna lie. And like, I speak a little bit of Spanish. Like, I speak enough where I can get by, and so like I can even interact with people. But yeah, like a whole new culture, a whole new place. And Central America, and also like, it does feel a lot different than India. We've just spent so much time in India, so it's like, it just feels a lot different. And it does feel safe. How do I put this? I hope this doesn't ever get like taken off. Feels like a place that definitely, like, there's like a lot of police around and things.
could be petty theft maybe, whereas in India I don't think there would be as much. Like, I never thought like people would steal my stuff. I don't know. The only reason why I'm saying that, by the way, is because when I was walking back, this lady, like, it was kind of starting to get dark, and this lady like headbutted me a little bit, and I was like, kind of like going for my bag, and the other guy was like, oh, she takes marijuana, like she's crazy, whatever. And I was like, oh. Anyways, so yeah, really like intimidating the first day, and usually like it takes me just a couple of days to settle in, but and also usually I wouldn't talk about this at all, but I feel like because I'm alone right now, Keenan's not coming for a couple weeks, hopefully this helps any other women who are traveling alone in a country, and just know like it definitely gets better. I know how overwhelming traveling can be by yourself in a new country. I used to travel a lot more by myself before I met Keenan, mostly in my 20s, and then him and I met traveling, and since then we've just kind of been going together, so now I'm back to being myself. So if this helps anyone, I hope it does. You're not alone. Things get so much better. And let's explore San Salvador mañana.
Buenos dias, everyone. We are here. We are alive. It is day one in El Salvador, and we are going to explore San Salvador. Good news, good news. I feel a little bit more revived because they allowed me to switch my room. I was like, oh, it's pretty dark. And then when I was sleeping, there was also a giant light shining in, and I couldn't sleep the whole night. So they allowed me to switch my room, which I'm very excited about because it's very cute. Let me give you a tour. It shows the outside of the hotel. Obviously I keep these closed when I'm changing, but it's kind of cute. Little atrium in the middle. Beds are more comfortable, a little bit more light, which is very good. So plan for today as my first day is just to explore. We're gonna go to the plaza. We're gonna get some breakfast. Hopefully the breakfast places are open. We're gonna get some coffee, and yeah, we're gonna practice Spanish. I've already noticed that. I thought I was more conversational than I actually am, but like, oh my God, when people are speaking to me, I'm like, oh, lentamente. Anyways, so we're gonna go. Got some juices, looks good. Candy bars. Ooh, Remitans, looks good. That guy is stuffed in his mouth. Jugos de naranja, zanahoria, I'm pretty sure that's a carrot, pineapple, naranja con huevo. I think is that orange with an egg? I don't know. And here are some pupusas. I think this is a great place to have breakfast. Hola. So cool. Hola. ¿Tienes desayunos? Sí, okay. Wow. ¿Pupusa?
¿Pupusitas revueltas con queso?
Sí, sí, con queso y frijol. Okay.
Bueno.
Sí, quiero. ¿Y también tiene plátano? Okay. They have some plantain and some eggs. Esto. Gracias. So, sí, para aquí. Gracias. Sí, quiero un plátano, un poco frijol. And then solamente uno. Uno pupusa, frijol y queso. Gracias. Okay, we have the breakfast. So we have one fried plantain, which are, if you've never had a fried plantain, they're very sweet and have kind of obviously like banana flavor. We have beans or frijoles. And then we also have a pupusa with beans and cheese. And it seems like this could be a common breakfast here. And all of that costed me, all of this cost me plus the water, $2.15. And I'm loving it. It is, by the way, very warm. So it is, what time of the year is it? It is October right now, very beginning of October, and it is humid, very humid. And it seems like it'd be a great time to come. I've heard the surf is great here, so maybe we'll have to check that out later on. And then let's see the place. It's very cool. Definitely hole-in-the-wall vibes. Seems like they have soup with chicken. Maybe I'll have to get that another day. So I'm gonna get a little bit of the bean. Oh, they're so good. They're tastes so natural, first of all, because in the States you'll have refried beans like this, but it doesn't taste quite the same. This is very good. It's very salty, which I love. There's probably like a lot of protein in that, right? I don't know. And the plantain is sweet, so mixing those two. Heaven. Perfect. I need a coffee though, so let's find one of those. ¿Es de maíz o de arroz? Maíz. So these are made from corn. Escuché que algo de es posible haciendo de arroz también. ¿Es posible? Sí. ¿Qué es mejor? ¿Esa sopa de qué? Es de pescado. Okay. Pero aquí es maíz. Okay.
Hay de las dos.
Hay
de arroz y hay de maíz.
Okay. ¿Y qué es lo más común en El Salvador? ¿Es frijol y queso o chicharrón? Chicharrón. Gracias. Nos vemos mañana.
Bueno.
Adiós. Bueno. Hasta mañana. They were telling me that they're making it with corn flour, but it's common to do both rice and corn flour. And the most common pupusa in El Salvador is the chicharrón and cheese pupusa. And so I didn't describe it well last time, but a pupusa is essentially a griddle cake made from cornmeal or rice. And they also have oil in them. They're a little bit crispy. And then, they're delicious. They are delicious and they're warm. Okay, so let's go explore more of El Salvador. Nice church. You can see the main church back there. There's some mountains over there. Yeah, I would say there's a lot less motorcycles or bikes than you would see in Asia. They're still there, but definitely just not as much driving around.
San Salvador's story is one of transformation through conflict. It was originally founded by the Spanish conquistadors in 1528 after facing massive resistance from the indigenous people who already lived there.
We go in. So I was researching the name El Salvador means the savior. So when the Spanish conquistadors came to El Salvador, they named it after Jesus Christ, their savior. So it is the savior. And San Salvador means holy savior. So it's definitely gonna have a giant Christian Catholic influence. I can already tell. I kind of always wonder, we learned this in school a long time ago, how that is it synchronized with maybe indigenous religions as well? Because obviously the indigenous people were conquered by the Spanish here. And so is there religious synergy? I don't know. That's something I'd love to find out as we go.
Fast forward to 1932. That's when the city saw one of its darkest moments, La Matanza, which led to a tragic massacre of thousands of indigenous people and farmers, and that kicked off decades of military rule. This tension then simmered until it exploded during the Salvadorian Civil War from 1979 to 1992, where San Salvador became the center of violence and activism. One of the most unforgettable moments was the assassination of Archbishop Oscar Romero, a fearless advocate of human rights. After the war, San Salvador went through a major rebuilding, transforming the city into a very vibrant and modern as we see it today. It's alive with culture and still carries along the strong spirit of resilience and change.
I will say this, in El Salvador, there's a lot of freaky lingerie. See, look, check it out. It's all over. You don't see that on the shops in India as much. Thank you. Another thing is that I would say men are a bit more, I would say a little bit more catcally. They'll say, oh, beautiful, come here, or hello, I don't know. And so you didn't get that as much in India. in India, you would get more people just kind of like staring at you because you look so different. But here, people will be like, who knows? Maybe it would have been the same if I was alone in India. I don't know. Okay, we got some police. Another thing you'll notice is that there are a lot of police, especially in these areas, which, I mean, fine, fair enough. If it keeps people safe, why not? This area is super nice. This is kind of like the center area, so it's definitely like more walkable, less cars, and it's beautiful. How cool is that? They got some cool stuff going on. I was told that this place is a pretty good coffee shop. Fulanos. So it's right in the side, or it's right in the center. And there's one of those guys. It's right across from Starbucks. Who knew? And look, they also take Bitcoin. Cute place, huh? Good news for me is that I can stare at all the people from down there and give them a good look through. Yeah, most people don't speak any English. Whereas in Asia, especially India, a lot of people can speak English. So I think it made it a lot easier, more easy than I even realized at this point. So definitely come speaking a little bit of Spanish. It's pretty beautiful. More police officers. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 7 in like a 10-yard distance. So first impressions for me. Feels pretty safe, I'm not gonna lie. Partly because you see a lot of police, some strapped up with guns. You see a lot of cameras. Let me show you. I don't know if you can see, but up on top of that building right there, there's more on that corner, so I'm on the lookout. So I would say as a solo woman so far in the capital, I feel very safe. People aren't like too bothered. I mean, like, the thing is, like, I guess when I'm traveling often, maybe the places I go, I look just a little bit different, and I feel sometimes like I just stick out like a sore thumb. Whereas here, I don't really feel that way. I feel like people they're not bothered. They're not like staring at me or anything, and like can't always know when people are. So, yeah. Let's check this. No, gracias. ¿Cocote?
Sí.
Oh, ok. Escuché que hay un festival de cocotes.
Sí.
Ah, ok.
La festival de cocote.
Wow, ¿son dulces?
Sí. Bien ricos son, dólares.
Y, ok. ¿Y cómo come?
Así.
¿Come con solamente?
Así de carne. Ajá.
¿Necesito cortar?
No.
Ok. Vale, quiero.
¿Cuánto?
Solamente un plato.
Un plato.
Sí. ¿$1?
$1.
$1. Ok. Mi amiga, ¿cómo te llamas?
Silvia.
Silvia.
Ella llama Carmen.
Carmen. Ok. Ella es Carmen. Gotcha.
A ella le gusta.
Carmen, creo que a Carmen no quiero cámara. Ella es
Ella es hermana de ella.
hermana de ella.
Anda
Ok.
uniformada, ¿ves?
Ah, ok. Y para esto necesito usar agua primero.
Sí, lavarla.
Okay. Wash this. All right. So this is cocote.
Pruébelo, a ver cómo.
Cocote.
Está rico.
Es sabor como naranja. Un poco.
Y cuando está más madurito está más rico.
Yeah, this is really good. Okay, so this tastes kind of like an orange. And it has a big seed in it. And the consistency is more like a ripe mango, a little bit creamier than that. This tastes kind of like an orange. And it has a big seed in it. And the consistency is more like a ripe mango, a little bit creamier than that. Anyways, one interesting thing is to say goodbye in Spanish in El Salvador. It is not adios, it is salud. Entonces, salud, we'll see you next time.